It's been a magical season for the Utah State Aggies, and with the win today, the Aggies clinched their first outright league title in 76 years. WAC football, Idaho, Utah State, next.
Welcome to Merlin Olsen Field at Romney Stadium in Logan, Utah. It's senior day with a lot on the line as the Idaho Vandals visit Utah State. Hi, everybody. Alongside Jay Taylor, I'm Trey Bender. Glad you're with us. Utah State, after the outright WAC title, it would be their first outright league championship since 1936. They're ranked in the AP for the first time since 1961. Uncharted waters. What a four-year run for Gary Anderson.
And when you talk about Coach Anderson, you know you have arrived when your fans and people at the rental car place want to know what teams are trying to come in and steal you. And that speaks volumes about what he's done here. And this is the cool thing about it. He signs a contract extension, not only for him and his staff, and his comment is, we've just got started. He wants to take this program to a whole new level.
Well, it's senior day here in 19 seniors, but no bigger than Kerwin Williams, on pace to become the WAC's all-time leader in all-purpose yardage.
And this kid being here for 4 years, you look at all the things he's done, waited patient for his time. He's a leading rusher on the team, but he's also the leading receiver, and that's why that all-purpose yards is so important. This is a kid that you'll be seeing playing on Sundays.
Can hurt you in so many ways. On the Idaho side, Jason Gesser, an audition period for him. Fourth game as the interim head coach, replacing the fired Rob Akey. He's looking ahead towards next season.
Oh, he sure is. When you talk about this guy, he has name cachet up in the region. He went to Washington State, so people know who he is. He's a quarterback in trade, so he understands what needs to be done in order to be effectively on offense. If he wants this job, he has to figure out a way to get these kids motivated to play well today.
Big game for the Aggies. They've won 14 of their last 17, and they're bowl-bound again. One of the nation's top defenses, 7th in the FBS with 36 sacks. They're geared up with a WAC title on the line. Coming up next from Logan.
Armed Forces Bowl, December 29th in Fort Worth, Texas. Beautiful setting here in Logan, Utah. The Cache Valley, Idaho and Utah State. Final WAC football game for the Vandals and the Aggies with senior day and a WAC title on the line. The Aggies on top of the standings right now, coming off a riveting overtime win at Louisiana Tech last week, 48-41. Idaho has a conference play over New Mexico State. Louisiana Tech and San Jose State will play later, but it's all in the hands of the Aggies right now. They take care of business, and they're outright WAC champs. There's Gary Anderson, 4 seasons, and what a job. 1 win away from the school record for wins in a season. High-octane spread offense, but the defense has taken it to another level this season.
They definitely have, and when you look at this defense, not too many teams in colleges play a 3-4 scheme. But when Coach Anderson made that switch a couple years back because he felt we had better linebackers than defensive linemen, and then from that point he went out and got more defensive linemen, built more stronger linebackers, and this defense, I believe, has been one of the strengths of this team.
We heard about the sack numbers. They're also very stingy, allowing just 16 points per game. Trey Farquhar to kick it away. The Aggies will get it first. Back deep, it's Chuck Jacobs and Travis Reynolds, and we are underway from Logan. And that one will make the end zone, and a touchback for Utah State. They'll bring it out to the 25-yard line. The Aggies' Chucky Keaton coming off his best effort of his career. He did it with his legs and with his arm at Louisiana Tech. Look at the numbers through the air. And then the 2 touchdown runs, WAC Player of the Week, all-conference candidate. He's a poised leader, a joy to coach, and his work ethic contagious. Everybody around him gets better.
Well, this kid started last year as a true freshman when he came in. It's just continuing this year as a sophomore. He knows how to make plays with his arms and legs, and the kids believe in him, and they rally behind him.
Career completion percentage of 65%. That's #1 in school history. They'll go split backs. 3 receivers as we get things started here from Romney Stadium. Joe Hill will go in motion. Keaton Pressured by Benson Mayo at the end. He's going to scramble with it. Looking downfield, takes off, and that's where he can hurt you as they run him out of bounds at the 28, 3-yard pickup.
And that's what helps with being talented and quick. He wants to do a screen to the right-hand side. It doesn't open up, and watch what he does. Nothing's there. Uses his legs and speed. Now look at the smartness right here. Makes the defense think he's going to throw the ball to give himself a little space there. Pick up 4 yards on the run.
6 rushing touchdowns for the sophomore from Houston. They line up a couple tight ends. Keegan Anderson is in as a lead back now. A tight end as they hand it off to Kerwin Williams, trying to run to the sideline, and he's shut down. Good pursuit over there. And Robert Ciavi'i, the weak side linebacker, and Matthew Willis right there, the middle linebacker on the play. Good
pressure coming from that side, and they got him in the backfield before he can get north and south.
Great leader, Kerwin Williams. And you mentioned that he took a back seat and now is a star his senior year.
Yeah, you think about Robert Turbin, who's with the Seattle Seahawks right now. He sat behind him and a few other running backs and just bought his time, did what was asked of him, and now he's shining.
He'll come off the field, one of the most versatile backs in college football. Joe Hill is in for Kerwin Williams, and in trouble is Keaton, and he's dropped for a loss. Jesse Davis, a nose guard, a sophomore, with a good play. They'll have to punt it away.
You can see right here, Chucky, it was a draw play, but the defense did a good job. And right there, Jesse Davis steps in. You can see he's a little hurt now because of the way he got tackled. All that weight and pressure being brought down on him. Looks like a hamstring or something on the side right there.
Well, they'll have to monitor that situation. That would be quite a blow for the Aggies, as they'll have to punt it away here. Tyler Bennett gets the kick away from his 8-yard line, hangs it up there. Justin Veltung fighting the sun, calls a fair catch, and he makes it at the 35-yard line. So a good defensive stop for the Vandals, nothing to lose. And again, this is an audition for these players and this interim coach. They want to make a statement here.
Exactly. That was a good start to the defense. Get yourself 3 and out. And they talked about it before. Coach Anderson said, this team has played us tough. We have to come out and be prepared. And you're seeing right now, Coach Gessler is doing a good job of getting that defense going. And now let's see offensively what they can do.
You saw Taylor Davis's numbers. It's an audition for him. His first career start. He was in a spirited battle in the spring. Lost a job to Dominic Blackman, who's no longer with the team. Play fake on first down. Davis going downfield, and it's incomplete. He wanted Najee Lovitz, and it's incomplete. By the way, that Vandal stop on D, they finally stopped an opening drive by the Aggies, who'd scored their last 6 games in opening drive.
That's huge. And right here defensively, that's what you want. You need plays by your playmakers right there. Nevin Lawson doing a good job knocking that ball down.
Davis from Anthem, Arizona. Had a good second half against Texas San Antonio. Finished with 223 yards and 3 touchdowns, and replacing Bushnell. On second down, sideline pattern caught by Mike Scott, and he's dropped by Nevin Lawson after short gain. Third down coming up.
And you can see defensively, the corners for Utah State are very aggressive. Ball gets tipped right there. Good catch by Lovell. Nevin was all over him, and that's a win-win. Receiver's going to catch some. The defender can't do nothing about a play like that.
There's Mike Scott's numbers. Big effort last week against Larry Coker and the Roadrunners. He's their go-to guy. They go with a 5-receiver look. Empty backfield on third down. Davis. And incomplete. Great pressure that time. 3 Aggies were in the vicinity on the pressure. Zach Vigil, the inside linebacker.
And that's all he could do. Smart play by Davis. Nothing was there. Threw it to a spot that maybe the receiver can make a spectacular catch, but if not, nobody's going to get it. Let your defense, because now you're playing the game of field position right now, try to pin them back.
There's Cameron Webb standing back at the Aggies' 15-yard line, awaiting the punt from Bobby Cowan. They feel he could be a next-level guy, their career leader in punting. The left footer hangs it up there, hits at the 25, bounces by Webb. That's a big mistake. And was it down inside the 1? It was. Big special teams play for the Vandals as Cowan puts his 12th this year inside the 20, and they down it at the 1-yard line. Special teams and defense looking good in the early going for the visitors from Moscow. Championship in just his 4th season as head coach at Utah State. Here's what's at stake, Jay. A lot of history.
That's a whole lot of history, and we've talked about it before, especially the call we had with them yesterday. In fact, the maturation of the team, you look at the tough losses they had against Wisconsin and Auburn last year, and to do what they did last week at La Tech was a huge milestone for this program.
You also mentioned shaking off that loss at BYU as being very important to the success of this year's team. Here's a handoff, and it's Kerwin Williams to the outside, and he breaks it free and gives him some breathing room across the 25-yard line. 25-yard pickup on the play.
That big offensive line created a nice seam for him, and Kerwin Williams does the rest. You see Robert Turbin on Sundays. This kid you'll be seeing on Sundays as well. A very well all-around player.
Has his sights set on the WAC record held by Terrence Mathis in terms of all-purpose yardage in a career. Play action now for Keaton on first down. To the air, and it's intercepted. It's picked off by Bradley Njoku, the free safety. The sophomore from Leander, Texas, and the Vandals have come out inspired here on the road in their finale.
Well, that play worked well effectively because you can see right, the ball was thrown behind. Chucky was late on the throw, which allowed Njoku to jump in front of that ball. As a defender on an out route, you're only going to get that ball in two ways: a bad throw, or you made an excellent break, and he did not make an excellent break. So because of the poor throw, he was able to get that interception. Big turnover. Coach Anderson said it. We can't sleep on this team. They played us tough the past 2 years.
Yeah, 2 years ago, they won here in Logan. Last year, we saw a double overtime game, a 49-42 win by Utah State in Moscow. Here's James Baker on first down and a couple yards down to the 39-yard line. It just shows you the week in and week out. And you mentioned it, you've got to come to play. Here's a look at the series history. It is close, but that was a wild one last year. It hinged on a couple big plays down the stretch.
Yeah, we did that game, and it was one of those things. It was really insane on how it transpired. But these teams are very, very similar in how they play.
Second down and 8 now. Rolling out is Davis. He's going to run with it. Good mobility. He's out of bounds near the 35-yard line. Davis thought he would be the starter at the beginning of the year. Did not get the opportunity. They went with Dominic Blackman. Has since been kicked off the team. This is a great opportunity for him, his first start.
Oh, it definitely is. He's trying to establish himself as the quarterback going into next season. And this is kind of how you do it. You come out, don't do anything crazy in your opening drives, be very smart in the play calling, and what I like is he's not trying to force the ball right now. He's looking at what's available, and if nothing's there, like we just saw the last play, he runs with it.
Third and 4 from the 35. Again, play action. Davis has a man. It's intercepted. He wanted his tight end, and it's picked off by Boje Fili-Moyatu. 40. Fili-Moyatu still on his feet. And he's down to the Vandals' 22-yard line. First pick of the year for their leader, the senior from West Valley City, Utah.
What a play by Boje. You talk about somebody going up there and taking this ball away. You're going to see he's trying to float that over. Boje just goes up, snatches it with one hand, and does the rest. This is another guy that will be playing on Sundays. It's a huge play, but look at what Boje does, dancing around there like he's a running back. Some linebackers try to lobby to get the ball when they do these type of things.
A big play, as it appeared that Clayton Hami, the tight end, was open, but 55 stepped in front of it, and they tack on a personal foul penalty against the Vandals after the tackle, and they will move the football down to the 11-yard. So a couple big plays by each team defensively. Late hit, personal foul, and now it's first and 10 from the 11. Two tight end alignment. Williams, the lone setback. Here is Kerwin. Flag thrown, cuts back inside the 5. He's into the end zone, but hang on. A penalty flag thrown behind the play in the Aggies' backfield.
This is one of those situations you got to be disciplined.
Here's Claire Gossman.
Personal foul, chop block, number 74 offense, 15-yard penalty, first down.
And you got to be disciplined. When you get a turnover, now you're over in the red territory. Look at the bottom screen. Look at 74. That is not allowable because the right guard, Morkinson, was engaged with the defender. And so when you're engaged with the defender, nobody can block you below the legs, and that's why they call that a chop block.
So Kevin Wimpy wipes out a touchdown run with that penalty. Personal foul back to the 26. It's 1st and 25 from there. Williams, handoff. Trying to dance his way through the hole. Not much available as they shut him down after a 2-yard pickup. This is a Vandals team that doesn't have Quayshawn Buckley or Karel Kearney, a couple nose tackles. They're playing shorthanded up front.
They're playing shorthanded, but they're playing with a lot of energy and fire right now. They understand they're the spoiler role. There's no pressure on Idaho right now because nobody expects them to win. And sometimes when you play against a team like that, it's very easy for you to come out a little flat and then to come out really fired up.
2nd and 23 now. Keaton, backside pressure, throws on the run, caught by Austin, the 6th-year senior for a short gain. He's bumped out of bounds at the 19-yard line. Solomon Dixon on the tackle. There he is, the corner, redshirt freshman.
Well, and that's what's so important about how this game is starting out so far. It is Utah State knows the pressure's on them to succeed in this game. But you look at Idaho, they're like, well, not so fast. We played you tough the past couple of years. We think we can beat you.
3rd and 18 from the 19-yard line. They send Williams in motion. Empty backfield for Keaton. Steps away from pressure. Underneath. Catch made at the 10. Into the end zone. Williams. Touchdown Aggies. 19 yards. His 5th touchdown catch. And they convert on a long 3rd down.
Talk about Kurt Williams getting back into the end zone. Chucky steps up, just gets the ball to the playmaker's hand, and he does the rest. He's the leading receiver on the team as well as the leading rusher, and you're seeing why. This kid can catch the ball out of the backfield with the best of them.
So despite that personal foul penalty, the star, one of the nation's most versatile players, the yards after catch big there. Caught it on the 10, took it the rest of the way, and Nick Diaz with the extra point to make it 7-0. The NCAA active leader in all-purpose yards, Kerwin Williams. Keaton bought some time, found his star, and the senior puts him on the board first. Kerwin Williams here on senior day. He has his sights set on the WAC all-time record for all-purpose yardage. How about now 5 touchdown catches to go with 11 touchdown runs? Their leading receiver, the WAC's leading rusher, dynamic, explosive, he can do it all. John Bentrud to kick it away now. It's Lovett across the 15-yard line and spilled at the 16. Hey fans, catch the Bell Helicopter Armed Forces Bowl, December 29th in Fort Worth, Texas. For more information, visit armedforcesbowl.com. Conference USA against the Mountain West. The weather should be a little bit on the mild side. It is Texas after all, but bowl season is right around the corner, Jay. Of course, Utah State will be in a bowl. Word is that the famous Idaho Potato Bowl is their destination. We'll find out more when we hear from the athletic director, Scott Barnes, at halftime. Taylor Davis now trying to shake off an interception. Will start this series from the 17. James Baker lucky to get back to the line of scrimmage. Great pursuit, and they had it from the backside as well. Cameron Sanders was in there.
Definitely, and Will Davis was chasing him on the back end there from a corner blitz. You're going to see from the right side of your screen as he gets this ball. Here comes Taylor Davis from the backside. Just has to do a better job wrapping that up. But James Baker is now no little guy, 6'2", 228 pounds. But that's a hustle play. This is a guy you're going to see next year in the NFL as well.
Yeah, Will Davis, athletic, physical corner out of Spokane, Washington. 2nd and 11. Pressure coming backside. They run a draw, Baker, and they pick up a couple yards back to the 18. Will set up a 3rd and 9. That actually was a good call as Jimani Robertson on the tackle.
And that was another corner blitz. They came from the other side bringing the corner. And this defense is, that's the beauty about this 3-4. Think about the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Baltimore Ravens and some of these different teams that run these 3-4 schemes. The corners blitz, the safeties blitz. So as an offense, you never know where the pressure is going to be coming from.
And they have guys called creepers. They'll put guys up on the line of scrimmage, try to overload a protection on one side. Here they come with another blitz from the safety. Davis going downfield with it, and it's incomplete. Coverage by Robertson on Justin Veltung, and the Vandals will have to kick it away.
You're seeing one reason why they're able to handle La Tech last week with that vaunted passing attack. When you have corners that can cover and a defensive line that can put pressure, it makes a big difference because the quarterback has to throw a perfect throw every time. And as you just saw right there, Taylor Davis was not able to throw a perfect throw because there's great coverage.
So the fifth-year senior, Bobby Cowan, after hitting a 61-yarder out there again. Cameron Webb waiting on the punt. Cowan, All-American first team last year. Gets his kick away from the 10 in the high altitude. Hangs it up there. Webb at the 30-yard line, making his move to the right side, and tackled at the 36. Good open field play made that time by Nick Landek, a redshirt freshman, and excellent field position for the Aggies. How about this in the first quarter? Part of the reason you're 9-2, you get the lead and you hand it over your defense.
And that's the big thing about it. This offense is very explosive. It doesn't look like it sometimes when you watch with what they do, but they can score in a hurry. And the big thing about it is they wear you down on top of it. They're big about running the ball.
A lot of explosive plays. They do have 10-play scoring drives, but they can quick hit you as well in the offense. And here's a handoff to Kerwin Williams. Breaks a tackle for a moment at the 40, and then goes down the 41-yard line. 5-yard pickup. Gary Walker in there, the safety on the play.
And you got to wrap him up. If you don't wrap Kerwin Williams up, he will get away from you. You're going to see right here, simple draw play, and then he does the rest right there. If you don't hold on to him, he's getting outside and he's gone.
You've done that a few times in your career, huh? Just hang on. Hang on for dear life.
I've been called an ankle nibbler a few times, though.
It'll go in the stat sheet as a tackle. Second down. Williams hit right at the line of scrimmage. Point of attack, they've been very good. Benson Mayoa, the senior rush end from Inglewood, California, meets him in the hole.
Yeah, that was a nice play right there to come in there and stuff that the way that he did. This defense is playing really inspired right now because they are shorthanded, like you said, Trey. They're really only going to have 6 defense linemen to roll in, so I'm really curious to see how they're going to be able to hold up come the fourth quarter.
Playing his final game, 3-year starter, missed fall practice, battled back his way onto the field. Here's Keaton on third down now. Underneath, catch made, first down, Travis Reynolds. And he's to the Vandal side of the field and the 47-yard line. Coaches say he's the glue guy, very dependable, a junior.
Found a spot in the seam. Watch him sit down. Smart play by the receiver. He knows it's zone, sits right in the middle of it, gives a big target for Chucky, gets the conversion for the first down.
Out of Lauderdale Lakes, Florida. They've gone into Florida and nabbed a couple athletes. They have a true freshman, Bruce Natson, out of Oakland Park, Florida, they're excited about at receiver. Handoff this time, Joe Hill slanting left, and he's shut down. Well, one thing the Vandals have solved is the run, as Homer Manga was in there, and he got some help from Bradley Njoku.
Well, and that's the thing about it. Right now, Idaho is handling this running attack. They've given up a couple of plays that for big gains, but for overall, they're stuffing them right now. I think it's one of those things this defense has embraced the fact that they know Utah State's going to try to run on them.
Loss of a yard on that play. 3-receiver look. Austin in motion as Keaton rolls to the right. Keaton looking to run. Now he throws it away at the last minute. And they love that. Get rid of the football.
And what's so smart about this? Because look, he got an interception last time because he didn't throw the ball away. Watch when he rolls. It's almost identical to the interception. He's looking right now. Nobody is open. He's not going to take the chance again. That's one big thing that offensive coordinator Matt Wells talked about. He said he's gotten so much smarter, and then when he makes a mistake, when he gets back out on the field, he doesn't make that mistake again. Yeah,
Coach Wells said, I actually get excited when he throws the ball out of bounds because that gives him another opportunity to make a play, unlike what we saw earlier. Now it's 3rd and 11 from the 48-yard line. Bartlett, the tight end, in a slot right now. Keaton looking downfield, flushed out of there. He's in some trouble, being chased by Ciavi'i. Keaton now throws, caught by Williams, and tackled at the 45. The Vandals are flying all over the football field. You really have to applaud their effort. One of the worst defenses in college football this year. They force another punt.
Well, you can see right here, Chucky comes back. He has the design play what he wants to do. He starts to run. Nothing's there. This defense, especially CV, closing that off. But look at the speed of Chucky, just trying to keep it alive to see what can happen. Big play opportunities with this team.
Tad Thompson, the senior strong safety, on the tackle, and Tyler Bennett out there again. He'll try to pin him again. Hangs it up. Fair catch called for by Veltung at the 17-yard line. So the Vandals have given up a score after an interception, but their defense has played strongly here, down 7. 7-0 Aggies as we near the 5-minute mark here in the first quarter. A win by Utah State. They win their first ever WAC title, an outright league championship for the first time since the FDR administration. That was a New Deal days back in the 1930s. Trying to erase a lot of history. Here's a handoff to Ryan Bass on the Idaho first play from scrimmage, and he's across the 20-yard line. Nice gain, 6 yards on the play.
Yeah, both of these backs are good sized backs. And look at what Bass does. Just dances in there a little bit, uses the speed, bounces outside. You know, he's 5'10", 213, so short, strong runner between the tackles.
See what he's done this year. The Arizona State transfer. Last year, injury problems. In 08, he ran for 120 yards at Arizona State. Here's Davis now. Completes it to Roman Runner, and the junior slot receiver has the catch good enough for the first down to the 28-yard line.
Good play. Roll the pocket right now. You understand pressure's coming from the sides on Utah State. So what do? They roll the pocket left and right, allowing Davis the opportunity to get outside, use his arm and legs a little bit.
Runner had a big game last week. 3 catches, 68 yards against UTSA. A game they started slowly and then finished strong, but came up short, losing by a touchdown. Pump fake this time. Davis setting up the screen. It's picked off. It is intercepted by the down lineman, B.J. Larson, their right end, and the Aggies get another pick.
This play was not on Tanner Davis because what happens is the defensive lineman gets chopped. Oh, no, actually, he doesn't see him right there. He drops back. He thinks he has it all alone, and he doesn't. A good play by B.J. Larson coming back into the picture right there, snatching that ball out. That's 2 big turnovers right now that Tanner Davis has had when he's not seen the defender thinking he can get the ball over. Opportunistic defense, and you see why Dave Aranda is getting all the accolades he gets. This defense will get all after you.
One of 4 local kids, B.J. Larson out of Logan, Utah, with his first pick of the season. And Glover Wright's now in a Wildcat formation. We'll see a little bit of this throughout the course and have this year. Devontae Glover Wright, the junior from Mableton, Georgia, comes in for a snap and carries it for a yard. That's the quote formation. They'll line him up all over the field.
Right, but see, that also speaks to Coach Anderson and what this program has done. You got a kid from Florida on the team. You got a kid from Georgia. They got some kids from Texas. Because of what he's established here, he is starting to recruit nationally, just like all the major teams around the country.
Second down and 10. No gain in that last play. Keaton, that ball deflected, and it's incomplete, intended for Kerwin Williams. That was Quentin Bradley. He's got his hand up there to knock that one down.
Well, that's what you got to do sometimes. You got to sneak up in there and see if you can make a play. And Quentin Bradley did exactly that. When you can't get to the quarterback, get your hands up, and that's exactly what he did. He got his hands up and knocked the ball down.
3rd and 10 now. There's Ryan Edwards, one of the nose tackles that's had to make up for the injuries to Buckley and Kearney up front. 3rd down now from the 23. Williams in the backfield. Keaton throws to Williams high and incomplete. There's a hit late, and here comes the flag. Unfortunate move right there by Homer Mauga, a defenseless receiver, and he took out Kerwin Williams.
That's one of those plays that Mauga wishes he had backs. He already knows. He did a good job. Watch him run across. He knows it's a blitz, and he knows he has Kerwin Williams. But at that point right there, you got to pull off.
Personal foul, number 55, unnecessary roughness.
Because that was a
half
good
the distance
third-time
to the
stop.
goal, automatic first down.
You not see more flagrant than that, but that was clearly a late hit. You've got to throw the flag in that situation.
Oh, without a doubt. The ball wasn't even close. It'd be different if Kerwin was jumping up for the ball, then it would have been clean. But because the ball was not even close, they're going to call that every time. And it's a shame because that defense did a good job off a turnover, forcing them 3 downs, and they would have forced a field goal attempt.
So they pick up the first down on the penalty at the 12-yard line of the Vandals now. Reynolds in motion. Keaton handoff, a counter. It's Williams trying to bump it to the outside. The Vandals there again at the point of attack. Aaron Grimes, the senior corner, shut it down.
Yeah, him and CVE both getting up in there, not allowing the back, Kerwin Williams, can pick up speed. And as you watch this, Kerwin Williams' counter play. He comes to the right, delayed blocker right there. See if he gets him slowed down, and Grimes finishes him off. And that's how you have to handle explosive back. You have to make him go east and west.
The defensive captain out of Seattle with a nice play. 2nd down, 12 now. Williams in motion. Keaton fakes it to him, throws. That was a pass with a lot of mustard on it, and Austin couldn't haul it in. He got a hand up there, and it's 3rd down. Normally, Keaton has better touch on a play like that.
Well, he saw Grimes breaking up on that ball, and he remembers what happened last time when he threw that route and got picked off 2 series before. So he was going to put a little more sauce on it, but that was a throw. If he could just do it all over again, just throw it away, because nobody was really open.
3rd and 12 now. Aggies back in the red zone. They already have a touchdown catch from Kerwin Williams. Keaton looking to the end zone for the corner, and Austin incomplete. Flag is thrown though. Tracy Carter on the coverage. Looks like he's the guilty party.
Yeah, face guarding. When you're a defensive back, if you do not turn your head when the ball's in the air and the receiver's going to make a play on the ball, usually they will call pass interference on you.
Pass interference, 14 defense. Penalty occurred in the end zone. Ball will be spotted at the 2-yard line. 1st down.
1st and goal, Jason Gesser looking on.
See, you can see him right now. He's like trying to say, I look back, and in reality he didn't. You can see the ball's in the air right now. As the ball's in the air, he's not turning around. I know in his mind, see right here, you can see perfect picture. He thinks at that last second, because I turned my head, but because the ball was short, he was already going for it.
Here's Kerwin Williams from the 2, straight ahead, leading for the goal line. Is he in? No indication. Second effort is going to get him very close, and he'll be just shy. It'll be 2nd and goal inside the 1.
Just some simple strength on strength. Mano-a-mano, who's going to move who out. And right there you can see Utah State only gets a yard.
Aggies have been very good in the red zone, trying to cash in again. Here's Williams off left tackle this time. Short again. And that was Bradley Njoku, the free safety. They're bringing some other guys up into the box to make plays. Walker also involved on that play.
This is like your goal line stance is all this is. Mano-a-mano, hat on a hat. You can see it right there. Right now, Idaho's winning that battle.
3rd and goal now. Play fake this time. Keaton looking to run it. Hit, and he's in. Touchdown, Aggies. Chucky Keaton, his 7th rushing touchdown this season.
What can you say about Chucky Keaton getting it done on himself? He understood what needed to happen. Defense is playing really good for Idaho right now. He rolls out, nothing was there. He does the rest on his own. You can see it's a bootleg. He's looking to get the ball out there to Reynolds. Reynolds is covered, so he does the rest, just runs in right behind him. Doesn't give the defender an opportunity to come up and make a play.
So a touchdown pass for Keaton, now a touchdown run, and Nick Diaz makes it 14-0 Utah State. Keaton, just a sophomore. Underrated arm, great runner. That's always been his forte coming in. And again, a short drive, and the Vandals have really hurt themselves with those 2 turnovers.
Yeah, the 2 interceptions is what really caused the short field for Utah State to allow them to get in zone. But you can see right here, this first one, Moaga doing a good job of getting up there and snatching that ball out the air. Not so much on Taylor Davis, in my opinion, in that play. But they're taking advantage of it with what they're doing. And Moaga showing quick feet right there. And then right here on the screen play, thinking he has the wide open, and he doesn't. Big difference because the defense is playing so well, but it's hard when you give up yardage like that and you have to defend in the red territory.
Gary Anderson was concerned in talking to him this week about this game. You saw the graphics earlier about, you know, the 2 overtime win in Moscow, and then 2 years ago, Idaho really dominated the game here in Logan and beat this Utah State team. And coming off an emotional win, senior day, there's a lot of pressure on this team. They're starting to build some momentum, though. You can see that they're starting to take control of this football game.
Well, what it is Idaho's making them have to work for it. They're just not giving it to them. But you're seeing the resilience of this Coach Anderson team. They're understanding they're in a dogfight with a team that shouldn't be that close. And what they're doing, they're being patient and taking the opportunities when they present themselves.
Lovett is going to take a knee, a touchback after the Ben Trude kickoff, and the Vandals will have it at the 25-yard line. Jason Gesser an audition for him, for a lot of these players. He says he is ready to be a head coach. He was disappointed in the first half last week against UTSA. It was sluggish. He says we beat ourselves, but we responded in the second half. That's the type of team he expects to see at Idaho. Here's a look at the numbers. Rob Akey in 09, going for 2 and winning that Humanitarian Bowl, and it has been downhill since. Fired after a loss at Louisiana Tech this season. Davis to Mike Scott. Gets a few yards after catch, 2 yards out to the 27-yard line.
Yeah, you know, those little bubble screens outside, you're going to have to do a whole lot more against this defense, because these linebackers and secondary play very well sideline to sideline. And Scott, leader on the team right now, he's made big plays, and you see right there, Feckrell. This kid is a dynamic player. He's been WAC player of the week a couple of times. He knows how to make plays, put pressure on the quarterback, and play in coverage as well.
2nd and 8. Aggies send 1 on the blitz. Pass over the middle, incomplete by Davis, and there's a flag. Intended for Scott on the crossing pattern. Terrence Alston, the nickel, with some pass interference, it appears.
I think he's going to get him with the little hook on the right arm.
Pass interference, defense, 5. Penalty will be a first down from the spot of the foul. First down.
Yeah, you know, watch his right hand as he makes contact with Scott there. You can see his right hand is still on the waist, and that's what the referees look at. If your right hand is there and you don't alter the receiver, they won't call it. But if you alter the receiver, they're going to call that pass interference.
Yeah, and that umpire is right on top of that play. That's a place you can't get away with sticking that hand in there. Here's a handoff to Ryan Bass, and 2 yards, and that's it up to the 36-yard line. Give him 3, 2nd and 7.
Yeah, nice play by Zach Vigil right there, stepping in, closing that off, only giving up a couple yards. These linebackers, like I just said before, are very aggressive. They like to get after you, and they are good tacklers.
They did a great job rotating players in and out against a high-tempo Louisiana Tech team last week. They continue to shuttle them in this game. On 2nd down, Davis under duress. Escapes it to the right. On the run and skips out of bounds near the 40-yard line. Fran Tarkington-esque that time. How did he get out of that and made a nice play?
Well, I tell you one thing about Taylor Davis. When you look at how this play, he's trying to step up into the pocket like a good quarterback is, but he's held on to right there, almost sacked by B.J. Larson, and he gets outside. What I like, that last little part, getting the extra yardage. He could have just went straight out of bounds. He's trying to get what he can to make it 3rd and short.
Picks up 5. 3rd and a yard at the 41 for the Vandals. Straight ahead. Bass puts his head down and has a first down up to the 44-yard line. And little things like this, the staff, everybody at Idaho, they're looking at not Ryan Bass because he's a senior, but they're looking at Davis and these young guys to see how they respond in the finale, thinking again ahead to next year.
Well, Coach Gesser mentioned that to us as well. He's hoping he's the coach next year, and he said, you know, I'm looking at Taylor Davis because I have 2 redshirt freshman quarterbacks. So I want to know what I have, what they're going to do if I'm going to be here. And I think that's what's huge. Taylor Davis right now is showing that he can get some things done.
2nd quarter coming up. Utah State has the WAC title in their sights. Keaton and Williams have been big early. 14-0, 1 quarter in the books.